What's going on? I know it's been a while. Y'all haven't heard my voice on here. I know everybody's been wondering, yeah, where's Sirius been? What's he up to? Been about really 2 years. I'm not going to count the live stream from last year because that was spur of the moment. Been about 2 years. Let's just say I've been figuring things out. You see the title of the video. You know this is a serious topic. And quite frankly, it's the only thing left that fucking matters. In the past 2 years, especially 2.5 years, come to my attention that rape, molestation, sexual assault, this is the topic of discussion that doesn't get discussed, that has caused me the utmost disgust, because it's quite literally destroyed my life and a whole lot of other people's. So now it's time to deal with it. Because, as I've come to find out, it's never been dealt with. Matter of fact, it's been going on this planet for a very long time. And there's a source for all of it, which is ultimately what this is about. So, first of all, let's get some things out the way. In order to deal with this problem, I'm going to start with what I need. I need one thing, and I'm going to say it very clearly. I need my wife. I'm going to say that one more time, looking hard into the camera. I need my wife. Why do I need my wife to deal with this? Well, because of who I am, and ultimately who she is, this shit not getting taken care of without us too. I'll get into more on that at another time. But as long as I have my wife, I will be able to assist in conquering this damn problem in totality, which is ultimately why we're all here. Now, what do you need? I should say, what do I need from you, the individuals who are going to help me deal with this problem, who are, we'll use the word indigenous, because that's ultimately what this is about. So, it's time to bring the family back together. And what I mean by the family is not just any family, but the original family, God's chosen ones, the original, who were here on this planet before the problem started. And during the war, while the problem was occurring, and have incarnated here who knows how many times after the problem had occurred already. Two things I need from you. The first one, you have to go towards truth at all times and all places. This is ultimately the main problem that keeps evil running amok on this planet. It keeps man and woman apart. It keeps everyone who matters in a constant condition of suffering and slavery, because the people who are supposed to be next to each other are not next to each other, because you strayed from truth. And it's just that simple. The reason why you need to always go towards truth is because if you're not living in accordance with truth, then there's no love next to you, right? Because if you can't choose to be vulnerable to all of your experiences, including these extremely harsh attacks, such as rape, molestation, sexual assault, and all things that come with that, if you can't be open with those to the people who you are around, it means that you're not being honest, which means you're not living in truth. Consequently, you don't give yourself a chance to be loved. And again, you suffer through whatever means of distraction, self-sabotage, and destruction you choose to engage in for however long you choose to engage in it. You have to go towards truth. Any of you who know me, or even if you don't know me, it doesn't matter. It's one and the same. For what this problem actually is, you couldn't understand it. You couldn't know it. It's basically inconceivable as to the actual source of all rape, because there's a source for all of it. If you have been raped, then it wasn't an accident. It was intentional. There are groups that orchestrated it. You've essentially been a target since birth. Your family, 99.9% of the time, has a connection to these groups. And you were essentially defenseless to these attacks. None of this is your fault. Absolutely fuck all, none of it. The only thing that you have to be accountable for is, once you become aware of where these things are coming from, and when you have people you can genuinely go to, you need to go towards them relentlessly. Because if you don't, you're going to end up getting hurt again, more likely than not. When I say get hurt again, I'm specifically referring to what I'm going to call on this channel going forward, secondhand rape. Secondhand rape is essentially when these groups send in someone that you're not aware that they're sent after you, but they are in fact sent after you to essentially reinforce your original rape trauma. And most oftentimes it's that boyfriend that you have. And he's very much a little boy, but he damn sure ain't your fucking friend. And in other cases, it can be a girlfriend that they send in, or someone trying to be a girlfriend. And they are, in fact, they have the spirit of a very little girl, but they definitely not your friend. Because rape happens to men as well. I know of several who have dealt with it, and at some point you will hear their stories on this channel. At some point in time, the secondhand rape is what causes the shame, the guilt, the frustration, the downward spiral, until you find someone to share your story with. And it really makes it difficult to be able to bond with anyone, but especially the person you're eternally linked to, your husband and or your wife, or excuse me, your husband or your wife, because we're all God's original people, God's original children. I'm a man. I have a woman. That goes for all of you. That's how it was put together in perfect fucking harmony, which is ultimately again what this is about. And that relationship is what these groups attack the goddamn fucking hardest. And at the source of all these groups is the bastard who 24/7, 365 pays attention to who I am, who you are watching this video, if you are indigenous, one of God's children, and does every fucking thing he can to keep us apart. Essentially trying to play God in a completely evil manner. That's what's going on. And as inconceivable as that may seem, just take a look at your life and see if these things apply, if they resonate with you. Once again, this is why you have to go towards truth. That is where the love is. If you are not going towards truth, there is no love in your life. And you're probably sat in your bedroom with your door shut, trying to hide away from the entire fucking planet. There you go. I know that's gonna hit a lot of people. The second thing you're gonna need to be able to actually get all of this, it's a tool. I'm gonna show it to you. This right here is what we call gematria. I am not going to go into depth all the way. I will tell you this. This is simply a tool that you use, that we will use, and you will learn to use, that gets you closer to truth, to give you a deeper understanding. That's what this is. Because I don't want to go technicality on anything in this video. Before I even say anything about this, you need to use what's beating in your chest to be able to relate to me and the people around. If the people next to you have a void inside their fucking goddamn left pec cavity where the heart sits, You need to get the fuck away from them and get around people to where the heart cavity has a loud, firm, warm fucking beat. I think you can all fucking understand that. Because that's the only answer to this. Because the level of information to actually know what this shit really is, again, the source of all this shit, the source of rape itself. No, the majority of you are way too damn stupid to even begin to even get into. And again, that's not your fault either. But it's the fucking reality. So, go towards the people who warm your damn heart up. That's who you need to speak to. If you get around individuals where your heart shuts off, then it's time to fucking leave. If you have a place that you can go. Now, gematria. Essentially, this is a language via letters and numbers. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a language. This is an ancient tool. It's black people's tool. It's indigenous people's tool. We came up with it. These groups stole it and used it in an extremely perverted way and continue to do so. I've known about it for a while, but I didn't use it until more recently, I'll say. So, put it like this. If you are closer in line with truth, and I have a picture, the best way I could describe this. Truth is a straight line. It doesn't change, it's unconditional. Kind of like, not kind of, just like my love for your ass. Even if you've completely fucked me over. If you're indigenous, I have to love you. And I do. Because I know the truth. Because I know you're not the problem. I know who and what the problem is. So, yeah. Truth, like my love for you, is unconditional. It's a straight fucking line. There you go. The challenge for all of us is to do what? Stay as close to that straight line as possible, just the same way I'm moving my mouse cursor across the screen. Now, obviously we're human. We're in human bodies. We're not human, but we're incarnated in human bodies on Earth, because that's where humans reside. Going away from truth looks kind of like this orange line here. And if you've been raped, you can relate to this, because talking about rape in your experience is extremely painful. So what happens? You get attacked. You probably hold it in and or have held it in for a long time. And every now and then, what happens? You get a little ping at some point, and you talk about it. Some experience, someone you meet, you bring it up. Then what happens? You get away from it again. So this is going away from truth. Obviously, this is a tumultuous process. It's painful. It hurts. The goal is to get as close to this line as possible and stay near it. None of us are perfect, right? However, we can all go in line with truth a lot better than we have in the past. Apply that to your own life, your own experiences, the choices you've made, and hold yourself accountable to those choices and how they've affected people you love and care about. That's what I have to do every day. I have to stay as close to this line as fucking possible. Damn near spot the fuck on to make sure everybody's taken care of. All right? Now, back to the calculator. It's funny how we're always doing math. Because of who I am, I'm going to start with that. I'm going to show you what I could do with this thing. So, there is meaning in language. This is a tool to help you find the depth of your own life, your own experiences, and in relation to all kinds of things. Dates, times, world events, seasons, you name it. And it goes beyond deep. Beyond deep. So I'm just going to show you some things as to why it matters. Just watch. We'll put my name in here. Sirius. You all know my name. See that? You get 4 numbers here. So for example, 95, right? That's an important number. Why? Because up and down the entire East Coast is the highway Interstate 95. you're gonna have to learn how to attribute some importance to your life. I know this causes y'all a lot of anxiety, but you're one of God's chosen ones, so there's gonna be things that apply to you. For the sake of this video, obviously I'm telling you about me. So there's a highway that goes all the way up and down the East Coast. It's called Interstate 95. Then you also have what we call in this matrix society the 9 to 5. We all know what that is. Which again, just like gematria is telling you, in this what we call a cipher, which essentially is taking each letter of my name in English and the order of that letter or its place in the alphabet and adding them up. That would be what we call the ordinal cipher. That's what that means. I'll say it again. Sirius, you take each letter, their place in the English alphabet, in this what we call a cipher, and you add them up, you get 95. They're telling you the entire matrix of what we call work is attributed to the numbers 9 and 5, 925. Yeah, it matters. Again, that's another thing you guys are going to have to start to learn, that you are a lot more important than you could even fucking imagine, but you about to find out why. I'm just giving you a little bit right here. So yeah, when it comes to Sirius, apparently all of work done on planet Earth is being attributed to some Sirius. And there's a reason for that. And then again, to add to it, yeah, you got a whole highway up and down the entire East fucking coast from Florida to Maine. Number 95, Interstate 95. It must mean something. But let's keep it going. Because this video is about rape and ultimately healing rape. And healing the woman. Because that's what it's really about. What happens when people get raped, sexually attacked? They end up with something called Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. Which is essentially just not being strong enough to point the finger at the problem. I'm not even going to read the damn definition, because no, I'm just going to tell you. Not being strong enough to point the finger at the problem. And what does that turn into? When you're not strong enough to point the finger at the problem, which again isn't your fault, but it does turn into a reality. Right? Feelings of sympathy, protectiveness, or affection towards the damn problem. Defense of the problem. The victim, who's been raped, may try to protect the problem from getting solved. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Negative feelings towards rescuers. The victim may develop a negative attitude towards the person trying to fix the problem. There you go. Let's go back to gematria, because watch this. When you take Stockholm Syndrome and you put it in gematria, these are the numbers that you get. 229, 76, 230, 86. You know what's funny about this? You want to know how you fix Stockholm Syndrome? And how you overcome rape and how you overcome anything and everything? Got to get strong. So we're going to do strength training. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So obviously there's matches here. So how this works is you have to take a look at what you've been through. You can take what it is, put it into this tool, and then see if things work together in a pattern. That's the best way I could describe it to you. Now, you know what's even crazier about this as I keep going? Because what happens here is one of the rules with this tool is that this has to do with numerology. Essentially, this number here, 203 and 230, are a match because you can remove the 0 in numerology. So this would be 23. This would be 23. So we have matches all across. We have matches in multiple ciphers, right? 229, 86, and 203 and 230. This is how this works. There's more meaning with these numbers, but I'm not going to go there. The fact that getting stronger applies to ending Stockholm Syndrome, which effectively would make you able to deal with the problem and point the finger at the problem, means that there's some relevance to it. If you know me, personally, or have spent time with me, you know I know about some strength. So check this out. This is how this tool works. What do I mean by Sirius's occult powers? Occult just means hidden. It means from within. In other words, I have an ability that's inside me to make people around me stronger that doesn't just include doing physical activity. No, it has to do with something internal, which is what occult actually is. It's coming from within. It's funny how, in my life experience, I've been able to clear up people's 229. I help people deal with that. So you see how this works? You could call them synchronicities. And it goes on and on. Matter of fact, since we're talking about rape and healing the woman, because ultimately that's what this is about, one of the, refresh the page, one of the iterations of what we call the goddess, because that's what this is about. This is about God's children. So God's children consist of men and women. That's what this is about. The foundation of this entire thing is based on the woman. Women are completely destroyed, especially the indigenous ones. Now, one of the iterations of that goddess is the Roman goddess of love, Venus. Let's take a look. Venus in gematria. These are the numbers that come about, right? And I'll show you Venus. Yep. Roman, from the Roman mythology. And there's more than one iteration of the goddess, but I'm just going to use this one because it's been on my conscience and it applies very much so to this video and to the entire universe. Ladies who are all goddesses, who have a spirit and have a warm heart, want to know what your most important power is? Look at that. Look at that. It's your voice. It matches in every fucking cipher. If the people around you don't elevate your voice, they're the fucking problem. If the little boy next to you is telling you that what I'm saying, what the grown man is saying about elevating your voice is somehow incorrect, he's the fucking problem at all times and all places. Anyone and anything that quells your voice, which essentially cuts off who you are at your core, that's what a woman is expression. Vulnerability and unlimited expression. That's what a woman is. If they try to take away from that, they're the fucking problem. Understand? Because it's funny how voice and Venus match with love. Oh my God. Wow. Yay. Fucking incredible. You picking down what I'm putting up? I haven't even told you all the shit about this, and I'm not going to. But it doesn't take much to figure this out. Or to take this in, at least. You have to get around people that love you. We're all going to suffer continuously. We're going to suffer endlessly until the people who are meant to be together and around each other get the fuck around each other and stay there. Especially the women. They are the fucking most important thing in the damn universe. So it's time to help heal the woman. And that's it. And what's even funnier about this is I haven't put up a video in a while, but check this out. So, and this is how you know what we'd like to, or I like to talk about, you know, divine timing and, you know, maybe there is something to this Sirius guy. And there's a whole hell of a fucking lot. Just take a look. My YouTube channel, right? It's funny. On March 6, 2016, which is the day I started the channel, I literally typed this shit in as the description. I said, video games taught me to conquer evil. It all begins with courage. Ha! Ain't that funny? Ain't that fucking funny that on March 6, which in a date, you would write 3/6, right? You know what's funny about that date? Some of you who know me, yeah, I used to teach a little bit. You know what I used to teach? Geometry. Look at that. Maybe there's actually something to what Sirius is talking about. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's some magic. Maybe I have some type of something inside me that's special. Maybe I'm a wizard. Which is also 3-6 in the same cipher. It's also 81 and 108 also count as a match because 81 is the reflection of the number 18. So maybe wizards teach geometry. Or maybe I'm just doing it because I love you. You know? Maybe geometry, maybe certain niggas who teach geometry just love people. I don't know. Maybe I was just helping you put all the pieces together and I had to get all of them to help you heal and fix the damn problem. But you know what's even funnier about that? You know what's even funnier? Today's date, right? June 11th. It's funny. If you take... So there's another part of this this gematria. Because I went from geometry, now I'm teaching you gematria. Because I'm a wizard. I guess I got the magic power or some shit like that. It's funny. The day was a Sunday, oh so long ago. March 6, 2016. That day, yeah. Between that day and now, it's funny. It's 9 years, 3 months, and 0 weeks, which is for whatever reason, I keep seeing this damn number all over the place. Every time I look at the clock, it'd be 9:30. I don't know what that's about. I've seen it on license plates recently as well, and it's just funny how the universe works when it's trying to tell you some shit. I just keep seeing 9:30 everywhere. You know what's even crazier? Look at the date numerology of March 6, fucking 2016. Wow. 18 and 45. Just like love. So maybe I started a YouTube channel because it was within me to do that because I unconditionally love you niggas. And now I'm here getting ready to tear up all these motherfucking evil bastards and help you do it. Ain't it funny? You know what's crazy about the number 216? Since we're talking about Sirius, check this out. Sirius is God's son. Oh shit. Maybe I am the son of God. I don't know. Actually, I do know. But there you go. It's funny. It's even funnier. I'm going to show you a picture of the man who basically taught me the gematria, who I learned it from. Take a look at this guy. His name's Rambo. And he has a Patreon. He used to be on YouTube, but he got banned because he started to talk about the source of the problem. And we're going to talk about that. You know what's funny about him? He's actually my eternal dad. It's crazy how that works. Wasn't my dad in this life, but he's my eternal dad. We're going to explain that too, as crazy as that sounds. Because one of the reasons that your life sucks so bad is because your family's not even your fucking family. Your parents aren't your real fucking parents. Which is why you can't stand them. But back to this. It's funny, 62 and 26, yeah, back to Sirius. Remember how I told you I need my wife? Because you know what's funny about the numbers 62 and 26? You know what's funny about 62 and 26? Very important. Yeah, it's the queen. Yeah, so it's funny, I'm recording and uploading this video on the same day with the same date numerology. It just happens to be Rambo's birthday. It happens to be 9 years, 3 months, 0 weeks, and 6 days apart from the day I created my goddamn channel. And I'm sat here looking at 6226 because that's the queen. I need my queen to get the job done because it's funny. Without, you know, the queen is what gives you the crown. That's what makes you a king. And, you know, I could sit here, get like LeBron and put the crown on. But even if I am serious, which I am, it don't mean shit unless the queen's next to me. Right? Look at that. 3 matches. So, in other words, you probably should pay attention. And I know this was longer, and they're going to be longer videos because this isn't an easy subject to pick up. However, what you can pick up. What you can pick up is, it's time to deal with this motherfucking problem. Again, it's inconceivable as to the actual source, and you're not going to be able to get that. And as a matter of fact, the closer you get to actually knowing is the crazier your life's going to get. I can guarantee you. You have no fucking idea. However, if you give a damn about women and men, hell, in the universe, it's time to help deal with this. It's time to fucking end this shit once and for all. And that's what I'm back to do. I know this is a lot, but it's all love, because it has to be. So, you need someone to talk to and if you've been through this harsh reality, you need someone to talk to. I'm gonna pin some things at the top I'm gonna pin a comment to the top for y'all to get in touch if you so desire. It's your choice. Like I said, I'm just getting warmed up. It's been a while. I have to settle into doing all this because my life has been an absolute fucking shit show circus for about 2.5 years straight. And I gotta unpack all of it and give it to y'all, so I can find the people I need to find, and we can come together. So there you go. Time to deal with the problem. Time to bring the family back together. Y'all stay tuned. Peace.